Alright guys, this is going to do another live stream of Gruul Part 2 of trying to go to Mythic status with Gruul. So we're doing pretty well with the deck. We kind of ran into some bumps in the road. Like I said, I'll also be going over our combo tomorrow on the YouTube channel, but you can go ahead and check out our matchup on Twitch, on my Twitch, so you can see it right on the screen where my Twitch is. It's Derek_Roberts_MTG. If you go to my YouTube channel, just type in Derek Roberts MTG. That'll be the first thing that pops up. Yeah, I just want one simple names, like just Derek Roberts MTG. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get in some gameplay. But here's kind of the deck that we're going to go over. And I made some adjustments. Again, you can find the deck list on Twitch. So on my Twitch, all you have to do, it's right in the description. You just click on it, and then you hit the follow button. Alright, so we had to adjust because the meta has gone to like 25% of our meta here is coming down the stretch near Mythic rank is planeswalker decks. They're nothing but planeswalkers. 4 narsets, 4 new narsets from Ikoria, 4 Teferi Time Ravelers, 4. Are you getting the gist? 4 nicol boluses. Now the one thing I'm going to cover tomorrow, hopefully, is that so they can ultimate their nicol bolus pretty quickly. You're like, what? Yeah, so the -8 to nicol bolus says each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. You're like, well, that's pretty straightforward of a kill. Yeah, so what they do is they load this up, they ramp it up. You're like, how the heck do you ramp up a planeswalker? I mean, you can ramp up creatures, you can ramp your mana. How do you ramp up nicol bolus? And that brings me into the new Teferi Time Walker that's going to be released in M20. And that thing is going to be pretty crazy. And here's what I think is going to happen. If not, then I'm just giving people ideas, in which I regret making this video to give people ideas. But we're going to jump into gameplay with Gruul. So it's all done with, the Elder spell. So destroy any number of targeted planeswalkers. You're like, well, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty self-defensive card. No, they use it for offense. Choose a planeswalker you control. Put 2 loyalty counters on it for each planeswalker destroyed this way. So what they do is they destroy a bunch of planeswalkers either on their opponent's board or on their own board. So they'll kill their own Teferis, their own narsets, and they'll load all these counters. Because remember, for each planeswalker destroyed, you get 2 loyalty counters. And it says destroy any number of target planeswalkers. It doesn't say your opponents or yourself. It's any. You could target yourself, your opponent's planeswalkers. It's any planeswalker that's on the battlefield. So what they do then is grab all those tokens and they load them on good old nicol bolus. And that's right, you're dead. -8. And it happens pretty fast because they have all the board wipes. Time wipe, give all creatures -2/-2 board wipes, flame sweep board wipes. Yeah, they're 4 colors, so they can pretty much board wipe however they want to. So if you think you're going to run your mono red deck and just go, they'll just flame sweep you. If you think that you're just going to run your Mardu Knights, they're just going to flame sweep you. They're just going to shatter the sky. The reason why Gruul puts up a good fight versus this deck is because we just have so many hasters, right? We have Gruul Spellbreaker, he can get haste. Shifting Ceratops, he can get haste. Oh, by the way, Shifting Ceratops can't be affected by nicol bolus because it has blue in it. See that little blue? And this has protection from blue. That's not the reason why we boarded this deck in, but I'm just saying its Questing Beast is just the ultimate planeswalker killer. But our sideboard had to adjust, and that's crazy. Robber the Rich, because that has haste, and then when it attacks a defending player, if they have more cards in their hand... Now, a control deck will have more cards in their hand, just FYI. During a turn this attacked, you may cast that card. So you exile a card off the top of their library if they have more cards, and then you get to play with it. So hopefully you get to steal one of their little board wipes or their planeswalker. At least you exile something off the top of their library. But anyway, I'm going to jump into the gameplay. I'm just going to make sure everything's up and running. So if you're viewing this on YouTube, thank you for watching. And again, I'd encourage you to subscribe. And also on YouTube, and for those that subscribe and also follow, it's a dual thing. You subscribe on YouTube and then also follow on Twitch. It's just 2 clicks. I'll be doing a giveaway on MTG Arena codes. On Twitch, I can message you the codes more accurately. So again, I'll be giving codes away through a live stream. I haven't determined if that's going to be a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, but I'm leaning towards that's going to be an every Thursday or Friday type of thing. I'm leaning towards those dates. But anyway, so I'm going to leave you with this deck really quick. I'm going to make sure everything's firing. Then we're just going to jump right into the gameplay. So we're firing on YouTube. That's a good sign. So let me just hop over to the good old Twitch and make sure everything's fine. I'll be right back, and then we'll jump right into some gameplay. And again, I'll be right back. We're gonna jump into some gameplay because I know people rewatching this or watching this after it's been published. It's gonna be like, oh, really? All right. So, but yeah. But yeah, it's a devastating deck, and the reason why also, as I'm looking here, so. We have Destiny Spinner. So Grafdigger's Cage, realistically, I've been promoting for like the last 3 weeks, at least 4 weeks, when Winota was in the format. I mean, it's a 1-mana sideboard. It needs to be played in. But I said we're going to go ahead and jump into the gameplay here in a second. Let me just make sure everything's up and running, because, yeah. All right. So anyway, everything seems to be up and running, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the match right now. So we're going to go ahead, try for Gruul, go for the glory. Just do it right for the glory, right? Alright, so we do have... Alright, so our opening hand, yeah, we'll take it. So our opening hand, we have Edgewall Innkeeper, Embercleave, and Shifting Ceratops. Shifting my Ceratops. Right. So we're going to bring out these, we're going to bring out Edgewall Innkeeper. So, I'm thinking Bant. Could be blue-white control, but we're seeing more Bant than anything. A lot of diversity, Bant, Sultai, all the good stuff. Alright, down to 17. Does blue-white control more than likely? Fun, Shark Typhoon. This is like a really underappreciated card, Shark Typhoon. Really underappreciated. Alright. Look at that little human peasant. Look at that Edgewall Innkeeper go. Little peasant. By the way, this has protection from blue, so it can't be countered. That's good. What makes this deck awesome, let me just say this, is that Shifting Ceratops used to be a sideboard card, but now since we mainboard it, you can sideboard so much more stuff now, and it just makes our deck much better. So it's Bant, I was right. Well, yeah, we're gonna do this. Because questing DC can counter, right? So they run, I'll tell you what they run on their main board. So Bant, what they like to do is they like to put a lot of stuff in their graveyard for your Titan. So a lot of Growth Spiral, a lot of, you know, he's using Shark Typhoon, sometimes they use Ops. And they like to just keep on drawing cards, feed their graveyard till they board into like a but they run 3 Mystical Disputes. Sometimes they run 2 main board Ether Gust. Now the problem with main boarding Ether Gust in their deck is that it takes away from their Dream Trawler. Yeah, so there, as you saw, as I just said, Ether Gust. So we'll take that action. Because Dream Trawler, we can just kill it with Shifting Ceratops, because you can give this reach and has protection from blue. So Dream Trawler, everybody complain about Dream Trawler, there's answers to it. Now I understand not everybody runs green, but you could board wipe Dream Trawler. I think there's a lot of answers to Dream Trawler. You have to think outside the box, not with emotion, right? You have to think outside the box. Because when you build a deck, you can't think about, like, you have to think about, your sideboard isn't for the meta. Your sideboard should be, what decks stop my deck? So let me sideboard for those decks. Right? Like, that's the point of the sideboard. Plus, you can give this haste. What do you do? Draw his whole sideboard? But yeah, that's pretty crazy. So he main boards Ether Gust. You're a little human peasant. Man, he's racking up that damage. He's not doing anything else, but man. And see, the problem is, he has to tap out. So he can bring down his hand. He's gonna get Ether Gust.
Let us see if your talents
how many
are worth
times?
cataloging.
How many times can we be Ether Gusted? That should be the question.
Holds our future.
How many times will this card be Ether Gusted? You can tell they really hate this card, right? Like, you could just... You know, I really just dislike that.
You could use some manners. Seek and find.
I had mentioned at this point he's trying to get... Elspeth Conquers Death, Shadow to the Sky, Nisu Shakes the World. That's a good option. He missed, but it's got to be in there pretty close. He's already went through 20 cards. They run 4 Nisas, 2 Tamios, 3 Elspeth Conquers Death. I don't know if he's running 2 Shadow to the Skies because he's main boarding Ether Gust. Now again, this cannot block, so no Ether Gust. This cannot block. You know what? We're just gonna kill that. You know, actually... Yeah, we're just gonna hit him for 5. Got Ether Gusted 3 times. He's gonna call out Nisa again. He'll get it. He should get it. Elspeth Conquers Death. He missed. So that's the bad part. He called 2 different cards, so he missed on Elspeth Conquers Death last turn. This can't be Teferi. It can't be Teferi.
I'll show restraint.
It can't be Teferi Time Raveler. It can't be Agent of Treachery. It can't be hit with Nicol Bolas. It's got protection from blue.
There was nothing.
He returns his Hydroid Colossus, I imagine, just to get Shadow of the Sky. But it doesn't matter. We have Blessing Beast. We have a lot of hasters in this deck, so obviously that's game over. Let's do that. Yep. Yes, sir. You can board in Destiny Spinner. Creatures, enchantment, spells you control can't be countered. But, I mean, honestly, like, it's not really a counter deck, right? I mean, he's going to board in Mystical Disputes. We already know that. I think he's actually going to board in more Shadow of the Skies. Because, remember, your first impression in life, the first 15... There's actually a study out. The first 15 seconds that you interview for a job, they know if you're going to be a top candidate or not. So what I'm trying to say is that people have a 15-second memory. And so, the thing about it is, he's going to remember, I have to board inverse shifting Ceratops. I have to board inverse shifting Ceratops. That's what he's thinking, right? So then we go, okay, but he didn't see the questing beasts. He didn't see the, like, he saw this. So, you know, we know he's got Euro Titan in there. We just didn't see it. And he just didn't have a good enough time to cast it. So this is where you could actually go Slay Fire, right? Because it's like, this is a game where he might go down to like 4 life or 5 life, and you just Slay Fire him. Or Robber the Rich, because we now know he's probably going to go to more of a control. But then here's what you say. The deck did well, and it dominated, so you just go with it. Let him adjust to what you do, and then you can come back to what he does, right? Hi, Raphael. Yeah, the Citadel deck, you know what? I haven't ran across that too much. I probably have. We're just calling it differently. The Citadel Sacrifice. What's the Citadel do again? I'm sure I've come across it because we played Jund Sacrifice like crazy. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to attack first. Attacking the base for 1. Edgewall Innkeeper. He's probably got a Growth Spiral. They always have a Growth Spiral. Nope. He stole our Edgewall Innkeeper. Bring that down. Attack with that, right, meow? So let's see here. Alrighty then. Let's see. So he's got 3 untapped. Teferi can always be in a play. Teferi this thing, that would suck. He could be sitting on a Mystical Dispute. In Ether Gust. Or he's just pretending to think about what he's going to do when there's nothing to do. No, he's got options. He's just deciding probably, what do I do? So he's probably thinking, if I do this, he might do this. If I do that, he might do that. He does. The thing about this Gruul deck, he doesn't know what we're dropping, right? Because we main board shifting Ceratops. So obviously he's in Ether Gust. Now, he stopped us on our draw phase. So he stopped us. I didn't stop did I stop myself? No. So he's got to stop. Yeah, I figured it was Ether Gust because. Alright, so we'll take that action. And we'll just hit him with the question. This guy's he's drawing like Ether Gust like it's a blue mana. Now he's playing his deck very well. It's just our deck's very overwhelming for Bant. I mean, typically, I'm not saying our Bants are easy matchup, but it's certainly a matchup that we win more than we lose. I'd probably say we're about 60% versus Bant, and that's probably even a modest number. Because he's got if he wants to get rid of this, he's got to Shatter of the Sky. Okay, let's see, we have enough hasters. So then what we do right now, we don't drop our haster yet, because he might clear the board again. So what we do is we drop this, and then because he doesn't know we have this or this. If he drops a creature, we just kill it. If he drops a Nisa, we just kill it. so alright, so let's see here. Pelt collector. Alright. We'll take 2 if we can. We'll drop down pelt collector. We're not bringing this down yet because of his board wipes. Even if he Ether Gusts, we still attack and we still drop Embercleave on the board. I don't know how this guy... Okay, Shark. Ooh, will he block our 1/1? Oh, yes, he does. Now, we won't drop anything else on the board if Pelt Collector stays alive. Staying alive? Staying alive? Okay. Whoa. Alright, let me just take a 5-second break here. I'll be right back.
Do me a favor. Come on into the street.
All right, we're back. We'll reach Mythic status. Who the heck knows? Yeah, M21 looks like a really strong core set. Like it, I look forward to opening it really and playing it. It looks like a set in itself, not just a core set. All right, we got some cleavage. Ooh. The deck that gives us the most problems. Alrighty then. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very tough matchup for Gruul. Jund Sacrifice. I'd rather see 3 Bone Crusher Giants here, then Embercleave. Like, really? No. Yep, of course. Of course, they'd have 2 Witch's Ovens and a Cauldron Familiar. Why not in their opening hand? When I ran the deck, by the way, I ran this at the MTG Open. It was the worst performing deck because of the Fires and Winota. But, I noticed a high rate of which I was like, I get Claim the Firstborn almost every. I'd mulligan my hand and still get Claim the Firstborn. Like, I was just like, it's just such a high rate. Like, me playing the deck, I was just like, yeah, I even noticed that it was just very odd. So this deck is very easy to play with because you get everything in your opening hand. Like, that's what I experienced. So he's got Priest of Forgotten Gods, Cauldron Familiar, Witch's Ovens, all opening hands. We got Lovestruck Beast, Paradise Druid, and a 1/1. We got Questing Beast. Actually, well, if you're asking why didn't I attack with this, because he's just going to bring back the Cauldron Familiar, block with the cat. That's what he's going to do. So we got Questing Beast, so cards he can cast, Woe Strider, Mayhem Devil. Yep. Yep, so this is where you take 5. And then you just do that. Because we have Embercleave. He'll bring that in. He thinks he's going to block with this to that. So he's going to go, I'm going to block this to that. Maybe block. And we're going to say, well, about that. Yeah, Embercleave just goes over the cat. Things we don't want him to have is active treatment, so Mayhem Devil sucks. Technically, he could kill Questing Beast. Technically, he could. And what makes the deck so hard is just, it's a 1 mana, another 1 mana combo. It's just like 1 mana, 1 mana. That's what makes it hard. The curve is really low. So you go from virtually winning to, and they always look. He's only been through 13 cards of his deck, and he's already got all the combo pieces. He's got the Woe Strider. It's like a value meal. I'll just take a Forgotten Priest, Forgotten Guards, 2 Witches Ovens, Mayhem Devil, Woe Strider. It's just like, I'll just take a 1-piece combo, 2-piece combo, 3-piece combo, 4-piece combo, 5. It's like a 5-piece combo meal that they get all the time. It's like going to McDonald's. It's that cheap. Oh. And it's nothing against the player. I mean, it's just, they get it at such a high rate. The rate is really high. So what was this? The score was like, what, 16? Was it 16 to 4? Before all this happened? Like, that's how fast they could kill it. They could deal, what did he deal with? Like, did he just deal like 13 to 14 damage to me in one turn? Yeah, see? So with this, you just have to go, okay, we're bringing in Grafdigger's Cage. These little cats can't come back into play. We get rid of one shifting Ceratops because that's not needed. Slayfire could be a card that you put in to get rid of one of the creatures, but we're going to go ahead and use Domri's Ambush. Actually, yeah. Alright, so we're just kind of chilling. Going to a game 2. Play first. Yeah, we'll take it, but it's not a good hand. So we're playing versus Rakdos Sacrifice. Pretty good deck. But did we really get hit with like 16 points of damage with like 2 Witches Ovens, 1 Cat, and 1 Mayhem Devil? I think that was 16 points of damage in one turn. Alright, so this is where we're just going to bring down this guy. There's a 3-1. So in our hand we have... Alright, of course. They always have Cauldron. Alright, yeah, and we're going to get rid of Cauldron Familiar. The reason why is because we want him to create a food token. So he'll have to sacrifice another creature for a food token. Alright, so we'll bring in Questing Beast. Yep. So what happens is why you do that is because they need to sacrifice another creature to create a food to bring this back in. So you kind of force them to sack. You kind of play. You make them play against their own deck, kind of thing. Alrighty then. he's gonna take said damage. Alright, we'll take pain because we don't like it. I wonder if he has Claim the Firstborn, right? Because if we'll find out. Because you can draw a card off this if you have a creature 4 or greater, so I just thought about sitting back and just drawing a card, and not risking putting a 3 mana cost creature on the battlefield, which you can just take with Claim the Firstborn. And of course he does. He'll sacrifice it. See, that's the reason that's what makes the deck so hard. You can't really play with a creature-based deck to beat it, really. Or just play with all 4 casting cost creatures. So that's what you have to do going forward. Honestly, I should have just sat back and drew a card. Because you pretty much always have to assume they have Claim the Firstborn. They always do. So you just have to assume it all the time. So we're not going to drop this. We're just going to drop the Forecasters. I imagine he wants to block this with Midnight Reaper and this. I imagine that's the blocks that he's going to want to make right here. 1 Roast Rider and 1 this. Because if he takes another 4, we could have Embercleave in our hand, realistically. Ooh. Yeah, I'm cool with killing 2 Roast Riders. I'm cool with that. Yeah, we're good. And let's just drop another one down. Yeah, we can drop a Rimrock Knight down at this point in the ball game. Now he can bring one of these back. This is why Grafdigger's Cage, if we would draw it, would be good, because they can't bring anything back from their graveyard via Cauldron Familiar or via their escape cost, and that cripples their deck, right? It shuts down like 1/3 of their deck. You don't try to kill the Witch's Oven, you try to kill the problem, so you just put Grafdigger in there. Yeah, another Claim the Firstborn, okay. We'll take it. Alright, so his rationale is going to be, I'm going to blow this up, and then I'm going to have 3 life gain out of this. Okay, double Witch's Oven. Alright. And our rationale is going to be, well, we can't block this, and we have Trample, so... Because you can give this haste, and then haste and trample. So we'll activate his first ability by haste. We'll give it haste. Alright, so
sacrifices the food, not for mana. For the cat. Okay, we're down to 7. But this has trample. So we'll activate its second ability, which is to give it trample. Notice the pause. We made Cauldron Familiar pause. Yep. Alright, yeah, we'll just keep it. He played the deck the best that he could. We got the Grafdigger, but we got 1 mana. How rude. So we got 1 Grafdigger, 1 Rimrock My Knight, Spell Might Breaker, and Ember My... Well, that would just sound weird if I was... Ember My Cleave. Embercleave. Alright. Yeah, it's like a coin flip with Gruul and Sacrifice. It really is. Witch's Oven. Well, you know what? Here's the ultimate flicking off Witch's Oven. Grafdigger's Gauge. You can't bring anything from your graveyard. There you go, yeah? Robber the Rich, baby. Block it because literally Rimrock says you cannot block. Ooh. Look at him go. Aced. What are you guys thinking here? This is a good old creature match. Aw, he got a shifting Ceratops. Don't you dare get it. Mayhem Devil. Son of a devil. Well, let's see. So 4/4, if he blocks, 1 will go through. He can sack a creature. Hit us for 1. Block with Mayhem Devil. Technically, he could sacrifice the Witch's Oven, kill one of his creatures with the Robber of the Rich, deal 1 damage to this. Yep. Please do not tell me he has another Claim the Firstborn. He's only been through 9 cards of his deck. He's already had a Witch's Oven. He's already had his fun. If he has Claim the Firstborn, the game's over. Because he can Claim the Firstborn this. Full attack, we block, we'll be down to 1, then he just sacrifices something, we're dead. So it just comes, does he have Claim the Firstborn or not? That's what it comes down to. Does he have it or not? Da 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 da. He's like, oh, I do. You know I do. Everybody knows I do. I'm just making you wait. He's like, I'm just sitting here drinking my coffee, taking screenshots of you dying. Okay, so there's only one way he can kill us. If he has Claim the Firstborn. That's it. Another Mayhem Devil. Well, I'd say that's a pretty good hand. Witch's Oven, 3 of these. Okay, so why would you do that? Why would you attack like that? Oh, I know why he's attacking like that. Because he wants to kill the shifting Ceratops. That's what he wants to do. So if we block with shifting Ceratops, he'll sacrifice this to kill that. Yeah, I'm not really going to play that game. So then the question for us, do we get a land or not? Do we get a land or not? Because if we block this to this, he was going to sacrifice this, kill the shifting Ceratops. Basically, it wipes the board. Oh, and we did draw a land. We are going to attack with this. Wait a minute. That won't kill him. It'll bring him down to 1 life. Oh, this sucks. And then all he has to do is attack, sacrifice this, and he wins the game. 3 Mayhem Devils. Good game, man. It came down to 1 life. One life. Yeah, I thought we were gonna get that one night. Oh, that deck is just bane to all creature decks.
Luckily, Gruul has enough 4-droppers with the main board shifting Ceratops versus Jund Sacrifice, or versus Gruul or Rakdos Sacrifice. So we got enough 4-droppers, but it's just a pain in the butt. Came down to 1. All right, so on to the next match. And none of us could have played our decks any better. All right. He's got green sleeves. Does he have a green deck? Sure he does. I just hate seeing Gilded Goose, because you automatically start thinking, is it Jund Sacrifice? Is it Jund Sacrifice? Is it Jund Sacrifice? That was not a repeat. That was me repeating myself multiple times. Alright, if we play another sacrifice deck, so this is mono green. It has to be, right? Yep. Okay, so this deck gives a lot. This deck was the number 20th ranked player had this deck. And the reason you say, well, how in the heck can a mono green deck be played by the number 20th? Well, because look at the format. Rakdos Sacrifice, Mardu Knights, all of their creature removal is multi-colored spells. So what they do in this deck is they run that Serpent. That's an artifact that's for X. And our opponent's probably like, what is he doing? What is this guy doing over there? Well, we're just going to cast this. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we're going to cast this. But, so what they do is it's got protection from multicolored. It's got Trample. It's got Reach. So what they do is they bring that down. They load it up. And there's nothing that the Mardu decks can do. They can't kill it. They can't get rid of it. They can't. So it eliminates some of the top decks there. And it just has beefy creatures. Unfortunately for him, he's drawn 2 colorless. And he's already popped his Gilded Goose. So we're just draw a card. Make this bigger. So far, we're 2-1 versus this deck. So we have a Quester, Spellbreaker, Ambush. He's got a Night Pack. I'll probably kill that. Yep. Yes, sir. Alright, so we got options here. Actually, no. Let's cancel that. Let's kill that. Nope. Another Gilded Goose. Alright. I'll make this guy bigger. Like, Domri's Ambush can't even kill the Serpent, right? But our sideboard can. And we have Questing Beast who has Death Touch, so he's kind of getting a little hosed here because he's not getting his green mana. They run that Yorvo. Yeah. He was just a victim of mana. Since I kind of know what deck he's running, I'm not for sure, but he has all the cards. Usually you board out a Shifting Ceratops here and put in Domri's Ambush. Return of Nature can just destroy the Serpent. But I'm not 100% sure that's what he's playing. I'm like 97% sure. So I guess we have the advantage of going first. So we'll just do this and see what happens. But I'm pretty sure he's playing that deck. Pretty close. Yeah, Knight, that was a close game. Yeah, Knight, that was a close game with that Jund deck. Versus that Rakdos Sacrifice, my bad. So... Alright. We'll just say green, mono green versus Gruul. Oh. We'll keep it. Tough play. Innkeeper. No blocks. Okay, so this is very interesting. It's like, so if we use Domri's ambush now, which you should, then we can't attack with this, right? So that's kind of a weird situation to be brought into. But his deck's just... So, you kill the goose or you kill Pelt. And both worry me a little bit. So, I'm going to do something that most people just don't do. And this might... But with this deck, it can just be really fast. Like Yurvo can be dropped right now. It's a 4/4. Or that.
Nature will take back what rightfully belongs to it.
So this Gilded Goose is going to be a 2/4.
This'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. Like, you just have
well,
to do...
you're annoying.
You have to really attack weird versus green. Like, yeah, you have to actually have to know what deck you're
Anger
playing
only
against.
gets
Because
me so far.
if you don't know what deck this is, then you just don't... You're not going to make those types of moves. You know what I mean? Like, you're just going to... Alright, so we're going to draw a card here. He's got 1, 2, 3 lands, so he cannot turn this into a 3/3 yet. Oops! Why did I do that? That was a very bad attack. Yeah, that was like a stupid attack. I was thinking that the Gilded Goose was an 0-2. I thought the Gilded Goose was an 0-2. I'm not used to Gilded Goose being a 2/4. Yeah,
The Arcbow quivers with excitement.
that was a horrible attack. Oh,
Diversity
gosh.
is our greatest
Because that
strength.
shuts off. We could attack with embercleave this turn. Oh, that was god awful. That was really bad. because we could have swung for 5 and 3, and then just embercleave whatever we wanted.
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stompy.
And here we go. Alright, well... Oh, that was just a horrible attack. Alright. You know what? Questing beast. Where's this at? This at's 5. Yeah, things were about to get crazy with this, the Great Mage.
Quivering. Don't worry. I hold grudges.
Alright. So 2 over. See what our card is. Chemist's Insight. Alright. We shall play on. Yeah, with that green deck, if you don't know what it is, and you don't do some of the things that I did, besides the miss attack with the 1/1 there, you're gonna lose. You could lose relatively quickly down on that deck. This could be a good hand, or it could be a bad hand. I don't know what we're playing against. I guess we'll take it. It's not a great hand here. We're a 2-mana deck, and so I think Temur Reclamation right off the bat. Sure enough. Look at our human peasant. Look at that thing go. Not for long. It was a short-lived human peasant. It lived a little bit. Actually... He's probably think we're mono green. He's like, are you mono green? Are you just like a green? Alright, no, we have red. Yeah, let's just open up with haste. Now let's go to pound. Yeah, so you don't drop this right here because he could have a board wipe, which they sometimes do. So So we're not dropping this as the 1/1. He's gonna bring down. So he's got 5 cards in his graveyard. He needs 1 more for the Titans. I can't do that. He could have Brazen Borrower. I could buy him a turn. So we're gonna drop this down. Give it haste. It's got protection from blue. You can't Brazen Borrow it. So if he's gonna Brazen Borrower, he could Brazen Questing Beast back, because this has Hexproof. This has got Hexproof until we tap it, of course. So he would take 5, 8. He'd still be dead. Even if he brings back Quester. Unless he's got an Ether Gust. Yeah, so we're just gonna give it. Okay, so we know he's playing Temur Reclamation, more than likely, so then we get rid of Domri's Ambush. And that's where you board in these. So these serve 2 purposes, right? They get rid of your Titan out of their graveyard, and then they kill their Reclamation. So you board in 3. And that's what you do. Alright. We're just waiting for our opponents. Alright. Pelt Collector. Alright, yeah, we'll keep it. Alright, we'll bring this down, bring out the Thought Collector. Not a really great hand here. It's not like the best thing that we've ever saw. Alright, so yeah, we'll just attack himself. 1 damage. Alright, so it's our turn. Let's end our turn. Alright. And guys, you can find the deck list. You can go ahead to Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. Yeah, it's right in the description. Should be. Or it's Derek_Roberts_MTG. You can see the deck list from there. Like I said, once a week. It'll be like a Thursday or Friday. I'll be giving away arena codes on Twitch and also YouTube. But Twitch, I can do it more directly. You can message on Twitch. Can't quite do that on YouTube. So, leaving the Fabled on broken now. And yeah, just pausing on his turn. Reclamation's probably the #1 deck, right? I mean, it was still good. So, I don't know. We're just shooting for 2. Sounds like the good Samaritan thing to do. Shoot him for 2. That shot him like a NASCAR. Phew. Alright. Make this guy bigger. I'd imagine he's going to pop this anytime. Alright, so a little decent pause on our opponent here. Sometimes you get disconnected. And look, a lot of these guys, like us, they're so close. They're like 1 or 2 wins away from being Mythic status. So, you know, a lot of thought kind of goes into what you're doing. And well, Pelt Collector's done his job. Alright, our go. Yeah, so it's, well, hello, Wilderness Reclamation. So, get rid of this, because you just want to thin out your deck and stop drawing lands. Sounds like the good thing to do. Okay, so, you do know they main board, right? They main board, well, they also had a chance to get to their sideboard. So things like Ether Gust, Mystical Dispute. So it is so easy just to say we're going to attack and then bring down embercleave. It's so easy to do that. But let's attack first. He has something in his hand. Does he pause? Did you see that pause there? And he's been thinking quite a bit. Okay. So, we have 2 options. We can try to get rid of this, or we can finally drop down embercleave and come over top and hit him for that. But I'm going to choose to destroy. Now, if he has Mystical Dispute, yeah, it's okay. So, he's going to take 2 from the Tardy and Bone Crusher. Get Flame Sweep it. So, it didn't really, if we would have cast embercleave, it would have been dead anyway, so. Alright. Shifting my Ceratops. Can't be countered, protection from blue, has haste. Again, we have 10 hasters in the deck for board wipes, so. Shark Typhoon can't block it. It has protection from blue, so we'll just give it haste. At least I think so. Yep. All right. Well, we could. Alright, so he's got that. Next turn. You know what? Let's drop down a land.
Let's not take damage. Let's get rid of his Zero Titan of Nature's Wrath. I don't want him gaining life next turn. Yep, so take that right out of the game. See, I told you to serve two purposes versus that deck. He's down to 4. And he'll smack us with 4. He doesn't have enough for Night Pack Ambusher. Okay, so he's gonna drop that. Okay. Hit us for 4. Okay, and I wonder if he's got that, it's gonna deal 4 damage to target. Draw 4 cards. Yep. So he has it. So he's gonna kill this creature. No, he's gonna scry too. I thought you would have had that was it inversion something? It's you deal damage to target any target, then draw X cards for 4X. Yeah, we're just gonna swing in. I mean, Ether Gust could save him. We'll buy him a turn. If he drops a Night Pack Ambusher, he'll still lose because we can come over top with Embercleave. Yeah, so the only card that can save him is Ether Gust. Alright, good game. So 2-0 versus Mono Green, top 20 deck. Or 20th best players playing with it, and 2-0 versus Temur Reclamation, right? Just swept them. A rare. Ah, boo. As it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1. You know, I'm actually shocked that like Knights decks don't run this at the 3-drop. I guess they don't have to, because there's already a Knight for a 2-dropper that gives all Knights +1/+1. But then you can look at the top 3 cards. You may reveal a creature card of the chosen type and put it in your hand. So it kind of allows you to do like card draw in a Knights deck if you're just like juiced out of cards. I don't know, it's kind of a cool card. Alright, so we're 1 win away from going Mythic. Alright, well, 1 best of 3. So, we'll just... Yeah, we're 1 win away from going Mythic here. Again, the deck list, you go to Twitch. Or just go in the description. My Twitch should be there. Go ahead and follow. And you can just punch up the deck list. Just... Alright. Like I said, every Thursday or Friday, I'll be giving away arena codes on YouTube. 1 on YouTube and probably 3 on Twitch. So, because Twitch I can individually message. Right. Alright, so we got some cleavage going on here. With a pelt, shifting my Ceratops and Bone Crusher. Nice, probably Temur Reclamation yet again. Alright. So it's been like Rakdos Sacrifice, Rakdos. Temur. Well, hey, if we can beat the top 8 decks right now, then we know this deck's good for Mythic, right? Because that's what they're going to be playing with anyway. That's what all the cool kids play with. But we're not cool, we play with Gruul. Alright, that rhymed. I don't know. I didn't mean for that to happen. At night, Temur Tribal. Yeah, there is a resurgence in the Temur Elemental thing, if that's what you're talking about.
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast this, draw a card. If this comes into play, this will get +1/+1. You can read all this text. Very annoying. If you bring a creature that's bigger than Pelt Collector, it gets +1/+1. If something dies that's bigger than Pelt Collector, it gets +1/+1. That's it. Yeah, we'll attack. Sometimes you're worried about a flash, like a Temur flash deck. It's rare, but there is one that can. Yep, Shark Typhoon, so he'll kill this right here, the Edgewall Innkeeper. He'll take 2, he'll be down to 17 life, and we'll be up to 20. Cool. This thing is just utterly good. Dang it! Another reclamation deck. Oh, we don't have 2 mana for the cleave. That sucks. Alright, I think I made a mistake. I should have dropped this into play and tapped out and drew a card. Because if we drew into a red mana, then we can cleave next turn. Oh well, such is life. He might have Night Pack Ambusher. Okay. Nope, just an op, so I gave him more credit than what was deserved. So, sometimes these Temur decks, the most annoying ones are the ones that play it's like Simic Flash. They'll run Night Pack Ambushers, Bone Crusher Giants, and then it's basically Simic Ramp with Bone Crusher stuck in it, Euro Titan stuck in it, and Wilderness Reclamation. And he's not running that. I don't. But usually when they run ops, they're running that. Okay, yeah, Elemental. Yeah, that's a good deck. We played against that, I think, 2 days ago. They ran Chandra Awakening, and Chandra -3 flames the whole board. Besides elementals, that was a little annoying. I think we went game 3 and we beat it, but it was annoying to play against. Fun deck too. It looked like it'd be fun. I think it's just a fun deck. And I think that's the whole point too. It's like you need a fun deck that you want to play with. Like that's why I never played with Fires, and I never played with Winota. Even at the MTG Open, I was that stubborn at the MTG Open. I didn't play because to me those are just boring decks. You don't have to think with those. It's like, oh, turn 4 Fires. Oh, turn 5. You know, like. I don't like playing with decks that don't make you think. Just nothing against the opponents that play them. I understand why they play them, but because they're really good decks. No. Now you see how this would auto tap me in the worst ways possible. See that? It would tap me out of my green. So. So be careful with the auto tapper. So he's gonna take 5 to the face for sure. So here's the thing. I can attack. He'll block this. He'll take. Yeah, let's just do that. So if we draw Bone Crusher Giant, the game's over. Just this would kill him.
He can wrath the board. Or he's got that inversion thing. Yeah, I believe you have to have fun what you're doing. Like, I think Gruul's fun. It's just... And Gruul's just not like a red deck wins deck where you just throw just creatures on the board and you just swing with whatever you have and Cavalcade Calamity. Like, I don't play with mono red either. I'm not saying they're bad decks. I'm not saying they're really good decks. But, yeah, I think you have to have fun and also I like being competitive at the same time. So, we're dead. Good game. Dang it. Alright, so... so, Domri. Isn't that weird? It's called Domri's Ambush, and Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer. Okay, serial killer. Okay. Yeah. So, Return to Nature. It just feels again like the last match. It just fills 2 voids. It gets rid of Wilderness Reclamation, and then on top of that, it gets rid of Euro Titan. Yep. So I think he's going to win this match. I think we'll go to a game 3. That's what I'm thinking. But he won the first match, so yeah, I think he's going to win the match. But I think we can maybe get this to a game 3 here. We have 2 edge walls, 1 Lovestrap, 1 Spellbreaker, and 1 Quester. I don't play with these in this deck because come in and play tapped. We're just. Let's see here. Well, we'll drop down this. Attack with our human peasant. He's gonna kill this. No, he's just... I mean... We draw it out next turn, but then it's gonna stop us from getting mana next turn. I'm gonna decline that. Yeah, let's just draw off this. Alright, well then the other one dies. How about that? It's like, alright, well... We're not going to drop Questing Beast yet, because I want to overload them with these guys. And if he board wipes, then we can come over top with all of our hasters. Right? Let's overwhelm him with this crap. And then if he finds like a Flame Sweep to take out our 1/1s, then we can just drop these down. Like I said, it'll go to game 3, right? I mean, I pretty much called that, but then I think he still has the advantage because beating Temur back-to-back when they sideboard is not the greatest adventure you've ever had in life. One win away from Mythic. Will this be the hand that does it? Probably not. Will we keep it? Yeah. So he goes first. He's had 2 turns of sideboard. We have to take 2 because we like pain. Not really. We have to cast back. Spiral.
This guy's like, I'm wasting no time. I'm getting that wilderness reclamation out of y'all. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. See, this Fable passes, like, people are walking away from this thing because of this. Like, because if this is just a regular land, I'd be like, okay, plop down. But now it's like... I want to bring this down, cast this, so we can go next turn Questing Beast, but I'm not guaranteed land next turn, and this comes into play tap. So let's get rid of this. Drop this down. That's what sucks about Fable. It's basically evolving wilds, besides this last part. Then if you control 4 more lands on tapped land. So... that's why a lot of people are walking away from it. Just for reasons why we just did it. So he's got a 4, he's got enough for that. Of course, they always have it on the curve. Ooh. Well, you have to try it. Yep. Alright, well. Doesn't have enough for Night Pack. Oh, he doesn't have enough for Night Pack Ambusher, so he's open. Yeah, let's do that. We'll be Ether Gusted. No, but Shark Typhoon. Right. Another wilderness reclamation. Okay. This is a 2/2, so it doesn't really... I mean, we'll get rid of it, I guess. Yep. Then we cast out the one that he sees. 4/3. If he does have the expansion of Compulsion, so he does take 2. So Bone Crusher served its purpose, right? It took out a creature, so it served its purpose. Oh, you know he has expansion of Compulsion. You know that. That's like the embercleave tap for us. It's like, tap everything, untap everything. Now what do I kill? Of course, Questing Beast is what you kill. Yep. Now, like I said, Temur Reclamation, this card is worse than Fires by turn 7, 8, 9. Because Fires is really a card that, haste them. Fires is really like a 4, 5, 6 curve, but this on turn 7, 8, 9, they can just untap, tap, untap. They can even like scry 2, or he doesn't have a scry land, but they can like scry 2 before their upkeep to look at their hand before they draw. So this is actually stronger than Fires after turn 6, and that's why it's the #1 deck. Okay, that's gonna turn to a big boy. Well. Ether Gust, creates a 2/2. We're just going to, it's gonna resolve itself. Decline. He'll block this, obviously. Unless he's got another Shark Typhoon thing. We don't have Embercleave, so deals 1 damage. Wait, what is he doing? He's targeting his own creature? Oh, because he can't target my creature. Okay. Okay. I guess I just straight up block with a 5/5. Yeah, he's preparing for the Embercleave. So here's the deal. If we shoot him for 2, he's down to 2. He's already used 2 of these things, so all we'd have to do is top deck. But I'm gonna kill his 2/2. Or his 5/5. Then recast. Another one. Right? So, the only thing we can hope for is him to be overly aggressive, and we drop a Questing Beast on the board, or we just get Shifting Ceratops. Or we get Embercleave. So we have a lot of outs. Like Shifting Ceratops would be a thing. He's not going to attack because he might have something in his hand. I don't know if he has another expansion expulsion. That'd be crazy. He's drawing for it, though. See, this is why the deck can get really nasty, because they can just keep on untapping. And we draw a land. So we're going to drop this guy down. It serves no purpose unless we top deck a... well, we can top deck a Pelt Collector. He's a 1/1. Another Edgewall Innkeeper. We're going to keep this card in our hand to make him think we have Embercleave when we just have a Mountain. Right? Because last turn he thought we had Embercleave, right? The way he blocked. So he's scared that we have Embercleave. So we're just going to keep that in our hand even though we have nothing. And he'll be able to hard cast Eurotitan. Like I said, even a Shifting Ceratops at this point. And it's really hard to beat 3 of these things, because remember, we killed one of them. It's just hard to, nuke 3, it's hard to get 3. And look at his card advantage, right? He's down to 31 cards, we're still at 45, so he's at a 14 card advantage this game. He's drawn 14 cards more than we have. And then make that number 15. And there's that expansion. Should I just do this? Should we just do this? Yeah. He's got it. That's why Wilderness Reclamation is more lethal than Fires after turn 6. Yep. Alright, good game. And it went exactly as I thought it was going to go, right? He wins game 1. Dang it. We were 1 match away from Mythic. Now we have to recover. We should open up an Ikoria pack just for good luck. Kudro of Daneth. No, that's not good luck. That just means people are going to play Mardu Knights. Alright, so let's just go ahead and play. Right. I say the positive part is nobody's really gotten land hose, our opponents, neither of us really. Now watch, it'll start to happen. But no server disconnections. It's been pretty much clean play. I take that back. We got hosed on one turn. We got hosed in one game, and our opponent got hosed on one game. The mono green deck. But that's normal. It's when you get hosed like 3, 4, 5 back-to-back games. Alright. Waiting for our opponent, just chilling. Again, you can see the deck list, and feel free to follow on Twitch. Should be in the description. I don't know if it is. Still waiting on our opponent. I don't know. Maybe did I curse it? I'm like, oh, there's been no disconnections. See with the Fabled Passage again. Kind of a. Two edge walls, one love strucker. Somebody Brone crush somebody's giant, and Domri my ambush. Now I wonder if he just got nailed from the server. As I just said, oh, it's been pretty clean play. You know, nobody's got really hosed, nobody's got disconnected from the server.
Yep, and it appears that that might be the case. And that exactly was the case. Oh. I put my Twitch in the comments. Alright. We get a rare. Alright. You choose one, search your library for up to X land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your library. Deals X damage to each creature with flying. I think this would be more playable if it said you can put one of the land onto the battlefield, tapped, put the rest in your hand. But then it does says X land cards, so it's not exclusive to basic land, so you can pretty much grab any land that you want. So, alright. I think people are going to forget about Theros pretty quick. I think we're going to look back at Theros and say that was a pretty good set. It just, so people don't remember when Theros Beyond Death released, a month later, they had the MTG Magic the Gathering 20 championship. So a month later, after Theros came out, so basically what I'm trying to say is they had no pre-release nor release the Theros tournaments. And then after that, then we had the virus. So I think Theros Beyond Death is going to be looked at, just way overlooked at. Alright. Didn't we just play this guy? I could have sworn we played this guy already. Either yesterday or today we played this guy. It's a pretty bad hand. I'll keep it though. Yep. Pass the turn. So Temur. So you're saying it's Temur. Reclamation or Bant? We'll find out. Just in case he's playing Simic Flash, we will not attack with this human. I have a feeling that he's just going to Growth Spiral, but we're not going to attack because if he's playing with Simic Flash, we don't want to kill our 1/1. Oops, nope. We'll just attack. We'll just probably Growth Spiral. Yep. But just in case. Okay, so advance. Yeah, I think we played against him earlier. Put some cleavage on this beast. It's showing too much. We need to cover up the cleavage. Embercleave. Come on, he's a love shot.
Try this.
Our poor little 1/1s. Alright. So, given anything, we'll tack this to that and then drop this down. Takes 2 because of the pain. Okay, so. Why would he take 2?
we're not going to bring this out yet. We're going to attack. Actually, I'm going to attack now. He's got hexproof, so can't be ether gusted. Okay. And then... how many cards do he have in his graveyard? He's got 5, so he can bring back Euro Titan. If I bin this... then... you just need one more card to bring back Euro Titan, so maybe I'm feeding his graveyard a little bit too much. But if I don't, this cuts off Embercleave, so I'm gonna kill this.
Only time will tell.
All he needs is like an Opt or a Growth Spiral to get him into casting Euro Titan out. That's why I didn't really want to kill it. But this, because you can't cast things with Flash, cuts off our Embercleave. And we're not guaranteed our 6 mana next turn, so...
I'm known for my
card to
excellent
draw.
timing. That's more like it.
Yep. And that's what I said, he knows that, so that was a smart play. This isn't going to get targeted, I think. The Brazen Borrower? Let's see. Has he used an Ether Gust yet? Okay, so we draw a Pelt Collector. Well, he probably didn't count on this happening. And I'm actually going to drop... I'm gonna drop this down. Because we can just hard cast Embercleave next turn.
This might be a bad idea.
Unless he like shatters the sky.
Sorry I'm late.
Another Teferi.
I'll protect you.
Okay, that couldn't. Yeah, so to me, he's fetching for the Shatter of the Sky because stopping this 5/5 couldn't attack.
Really should have seen that. This is hardly my worst
so-
defeat.
He'll take 2 from yes, he'll take. Well, now it's different. So we're just gonna board that down on that. Put this on this. And just go ahead and attack. I forgot how I sideboarded versus. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. You go Grafdigger to keep their Euro out.
But I just say let's play it. And that's what makes the Gruul deck so much better, because now that we're mainboarding Shifting Ceratops, you have so many sideboard options. And so it's really just, it just comes player dependent, right? It depends on how your opponent's playing. Are they aggressive? Are they not aggressive? Are they relying too much on Euro Titan? Are they not? So it just comes down to how your opponent plays, really. It's not the deck itself. It's really how they play the deck. Because like some Bant decks would board in maybe 3 Mystical Disputes, 2 Devante's Vetoes, the counter a lot, so that's when you'd board in Destiny Spinners. Some people like to play with Dream Trawler, some people just are dependent upon Euro Titan and Nisa. So it's all, I can't say it's like a deck dependent thing, it's a player dependent thing. Well, that's a crappy hand. But hopefully we draw on something good, so we'll keep it. So we have 1 Domri, 1 Paradise, and 1 Edgewall. And then Bonder's Enclave, just draw a card, you know, if you have a creature 4 or greater. Which is basically everything besides Red Deck Wins and Mardu Knights. Alright. We even play this in our white light deck on that I have on the YouTube channel. We want 3-0 to start the MTG Open with that deck. Pretty cool stuff. Just squeak in for our 1 with a little peasant. Paradise Druid. Shark Typhoon. And this is just good to put on Questing Beast, right? Put a +1/+1 counter target creature you control. That creature deals damage. It doesn't fight, it deals damage to a planeswalker or creature. So card. So here's the deal. I'm not attacking with this because if he does do a Sharknado, he will kill this. I'd rather see Paradise Druid go. Because he can Sharknado for 1. Yep, exactly. That's why. That's why you don't attack with that like that. Alright. There's actually one person that thought I could see people's hands. I'm like, no, it's just, you play so many hands and you look at their pattern. Like, do you notice I pay attention to my opponent's behavior? Not just, like, the deck that they're playing, but I look at, like, the seconds that they take. I look at everything, and if there's, like, a little pause or something like that. Anyway, no, I can't read hands. It'd be great, though, because I'd win the lottery. Let's see here. So, he could have Devante's Veto and counter the non-creature spell. So we're just going to cast this out as the creature itself and draw a card. And, ooh, good old shifter. Okay, now this spot I think we've maximized our Edgewall Innkeeper, and we're gonna take the chance. I don't think he has a triple Sharknado, but he's got a nice push. Fantastic. So we crush that. Take 4. That was a nice move. not gonna cast. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt. So we're gonna target this, take 2 damage to kill that. Now we'll attack with 5/4. And another Night Pack Ambusher. Boo. Yeah, so attacking with the Edge Roll Innkeeper really was like huge. Oh, we got another one. But that was a big mistake. But well, he's gonna have to block it. Have to block one of these bad boys. Down to 4. Even if he kills this somehow, we can still just draw a card off of Lovestruck Beast being a 4 or greater. Yeah, Garnet McDonald. Yeah, Garnet. Yeah, white. Yeah, green and white's gonna be strong. It's gonna be pretty good. Let's drop this down. Let's see. Let's drop this guy down. Let's give this guy haste. But there's gonna be a way at Garnet. There's gonna be a way that they're gonna be able to break Teferi, the new Teferi. We've already seen it with nicol bolas. You just use Elder Spell, which says destroy any planeswalker, so it's not exclusive. It doesn't say destroy target opponent's planeswalkers, it just says destroy any planeswalker. And so they'll kill their own, and for every planeswalker you kill, you get 2 loyalty counters, right? And so what they do is they ultimate their nicol bolas and kill you. Well, they're going to be able to ultimate the new Teferi Time Master of Time, and then negate 10 to get 2 additional turns. But technically, they'll get 3 additional turns because if they have Teferi Time Raveler, they can cast Elder Spell at instant speed, even though it's a sorcery. So then they'll get their regular turn and then 2 more on top of that, rendering them 3 additional turns. Basically, it'll kill you. Alright, he's down to... I'm a simple man. He's down to 2 life. We got creatures. And we just... There you go. But yeah, that new, well, we brought Gruul back into Mythic. Dun dun dun. Ooh. Yeah, Gruul's a good deck. We dialed it in. Yeah, Garnet, if you want to check out my Hunting for Fire series, like literally I spent an entire series. I spent hours and hours. You can check it out on my Twitch channel. That should be in my description or in the comments if you scroll the decks back. But yeah, I literally go through where we're hunting for fires of intervention. Like literally just hunting for fires. When fires was like in the format and stuff. And then what we started doing is tweaking the... I also, if you look at my Simic Ramp deck, so there's I'll get back to the gameplay, but if you look at our Simic Ramp deck, there's a Simic Ramp series that I did. There's even a Simic Fish Slap deck. It's just, if you're having a rough day and it's like, you want 35 minutes of just laughter, it's just 27 creatures, it's just Fish Slap. You just tap their creatures with fishes.
So you just go to my channel, just type in fish slap, and that should come up. But yeah, we did the same thing with Simic Ramp. We grabbed the deck and we modified it and we took it to Mythic status. So I did the same thing with Gruul. You know, we grabbed the deck, we kept on modifying it, and then just adapted to everything. And then here's all the decks that are just, you know. But yeah, so Gruul has its place. Should we play our first Mythic match with Gruul? Here we go. Thanks, Knight. Oh, I'm the 864. I'm the 640 best player. I'm ranked at 6'8". I'm ranked at 840 right now. I'm playing the 21st best player. Well, nice matchup. Thank you. Great. What a way to start our run here. Call Collector. Let me guess, Mardu Knights or Mono Green? Nope. Are we gonna be playing Temur again? Temur. Bance? Temur. Oh, it's Bance. There we go. Start this off with that. We have a really bad hand, guys, by the way, versus this matchup. A bunch of 2/2s isn't really going to solve any problems here. Like, at first this looks great. Like, oh yeah, you got a bunch of creatures on the board. All he needs is a Shatter of the Sky. This is a really bad hand. Yep, as predicted. Questing Beast, nothing. Alright.
Let's slow this.
So, what saves us here?
I've
Should
done
be
the hero
Ceratops,
thing
Questing
before.
Beast. Okay, you can have Ether Gust. Don't tell me you main board Ether Gust. And again, no, I cannot read hands.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Alright. Try it again. Mystical Disputes. Again, I can't read hands, but...
Don't worry, I got this.
Shark Typhoon. Mana. But what was with the pairing? We're the
I've got it.
840th best player, and they ranked us versus 21. And we're top decking land. That's not how it's supposed to work. Like, he's not supposed to have 8 loyalty here. That's not how it's supposed to go. So his...
Trust me, I have a plan.
And this guy's throwing Shark Typhoon at will. Come on, Shuffler. So the only thing we could do is this. You know what? I'm not going to show him our hand. We're going to lose anyway. Well, actually, we have a prayer. If we kill this, and he's overly aggressive, and we get embercleave, we top deck embercleave, and somehow he doesn't cast anything with Shark Typhoon, we have to pretend he has nothing but land in his hand. That's like a 1% chance, but we'll take it.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
So we hope he attacks us for 12. He gets too aggressive. We top deck Embercleave, and that ruined it. Yep, that ruined it. Oh, we're not dead yet, and we still top deck land. This is like just triple insult. We have as much land as a Bant ramp. Alright, good game. That was just... Thanks, Shuffler. What was with that pairing, though? You know, you grab the 840th best player versus the 21st, and then you give them a hand like that. Like, I'm glad we're ranked in the top 1,500, because, you know, I've hit Mythic so many times, we'll probably qualify for the Pro Tour qualifier. But, what's with the pairing? Alright, so... So he mainboards counter spells. Okay. The only difference between this Bant and the last, I guess, Bant decks that we played are that he's just mainboarding Mystical Dispute. And now he's probably going to sideboard Ether Gust. So you can go Destiny Spinner. But Domri is just really good. But I'm going to go and board in Destiny Spinner. Yep. Alright. And that's what the Shuffler gives us? You got to be kidding me. It's like, well, we will give you a Shifting Ceratops in all land. Yeah, you can't keep it like that. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so... yeah. So we got one Shifting Ceratops, one Quester, and one Paradise Druid. Temple of Mystery. I'd imagine they'd want to reprint these lands. Or not. No mana. So we're literally going to be clinging onto Paradise Druid. Like, literally clinging for dear life. Can we get a mana? Come on. Come on, top deck god. Oh, we did! Oh, that top deck god was pretty good. I gotta do that more often. Please don't be another flame sweep. Don't do it. Oh, really? Did you notice back-to-back games we got on curve Shatter, on curve Elspeth? Alright. And then he got Shark Typhoon. That's how last game went, so let's see if that's the same thing. Alright. Smack him for 5.
This is like reliving last game. He got on he growth spiraled, then on turn 3, which he had 4 mana, shattered. Then it was the same lineup. The Shuffler Gods. See, he's thinking we're praying. You know what I mean? We're praying. Top deck Shuffler God. Another Shatter of the Sky. And we draw a Rimrock. Yeah, Garrett, Robber the Rich can hurt the deck. The way that he's playing it, but here's the thing. He's getting unusual draws, right? He's getting, like I agree, Robber would hurt that deck, but you don't expect them to always get their curve, like, all the time.
We will not fail.
Like, so that's the thing,
elements.
but yeah, that would have been a sideboard card, but it's just like he's just like uncurvable. You know what I mean? Like, so that'd be like us, like, say, getting Shifting Ceratops, and then getting Embercleave, and then getting Questing Beast, and then getting another Questing Beast, and then getting another Shifting Ceratops. Like, you can't really expect that to happen all the time. So, yeah, but I agree. Robber the Rich would have been a good sideboard as well. Yeah, I'd take the action. So, his deck isn't... What I'm trying to say is, his deck's not being run any differently than what we saw.
Here we go.
In Diamond, it's not being run any differently. It's just the only thing he's doing is boarding in 3 Mystical Disputes in the main board.
Rise, my elemental friend.
That's the fundamental difference. It's just you're seeing him being able to be blessed by the Shuffler. That's it. I mean, there's no... So he's running the same deck, and you can go back to the gameplay. He's running the exact same deck as they are. It's just, yeah, we have to attack. Go double block. Yeah, it was just 2 games in a row. Yeah, I agree, Garrett. Yeah, it was just 2 games in a row. You just... I mean, realistically, if we were playing with Mardu Knights, he would have killed Mardu Knights, right? Because he just would have been like, okay, you drop down your Knights. I'm going to turn 3 Shatter the Sky. Okay, you drop down another Knight. I'm just going to, you know... It's just... There's really nothing that you can do. Unless you're playing, like, a Simic Flash deck, really. Now, like, see how we were blessed with Questing Beast. Now imagine being blessed like that the entire game. Like, from the beginning, though. You know what I mean? So, we're gonna have to make a move. Because he can negate this here. Well, if he has an Ether Gust, he doesn't have to. So, we're gonna kill that. We're gonna Ralph that up.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Be wary of the ground you walk.
Yep, down to 2.
all things considered, it's been a good game. We're gonna lose this one. You know what? It doesn't matter what we kill first. And then he'll just +3 and then do his thing. Good game.
This might be a bad idea.
Behold, nature's true power.
Well, that hurt. We slid 70. That loss cost us 70. And that's the thing with the rankings too. If you play a top, say 50, like a top 20, somebody that's ranked in the top 25, and you lose, do you see how far we fell down? We went from 840 to 931. So we slipped what? Oh my God! Did we slip 91 slots? Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's the problem when they match up like that, when they pair you up like that, when you take on a top 25 guy, and you get matched up, and like say you're ranked in the top 1,000 still, but that's why I was saying about the pairing, because if you win, your ranking doesn't dramatically go up, right? I might have went from like 840 to like maybe like 800. But if you lose, you tank. So that it's kind of like you want to be paired with people that are within like 200 ranks proximal to you, as opposed to somebody who's. And the same thing. If I play the top 1,500 player, right, or the top 2,000, and we beat them, like we don't move up that much. And if we lose, we slide down a little bit. So it's kind of like you want to stay within your area, I guess, so to speak. And for that to be the first match. So, but yeah, that was a pretty cool match. So we're able to get this. Let me see something for a second, really quick. Hey, Darky. Yeah. Hold on. But yeah, so that's kind of the rough matchup. But those are some good matches. I mean, you look at Bant, heavily played. Right, Bant was heavily played. Temur Reclamation, heavily played. So those are some good things. Let me take a small break, and I shall be right back. Let me just check on a few things. Alright, guys, we're back. So let's see here. Alright, guys, we're back. And we're getting a lot of feedback, so let me just... crank this out for a minute. Okay, so the decks that I was talking about really quickly. So the deck, so we did make it to Mythic status. Like, we were ranked 840, but we lost that match. So we're down to 930 ranked. Alright, so... and at Garrett, the Porky Parrot deck. I have not seen that. Maybe I have, and I just don't know the name of the deck. I don't know what's in it. So, what I was talking about with the this Planeswalker deck that's coming out. Well, that is out. It's in the meta. So, what they would do? There's matchup on Twitch. If you want to go to my Twitch channel, the matchups there. So nicol bolas. So what they do is they have Planeswalkers. They'll have yeah. So what they do is that you have nicol bolas. It'll have so that 4 nicol bolases, 4 narsets, 4 Tefuries, 4 the new narsets. Sometimes they'll run it with Liliana Dreadhorde. Sometimes they'll run it with Elspeth's Nemesis. Regardless of what they do, they'll grab this, and don't pay attention to everything else. Just pay attention to the -8 part. Each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. Then they'll grab... I think this is what's going to be a thing. I don't know, but it could be. So then what they do is they grab Outer Spell, destroy any number of target planeswalkers. So it's not it doesn't say target opponents. It's just target, right? So then what they do is they destroy their own planeswalkers. Then they kill yours and their own. And they get 2 loyalty counters. Right? So they get 2 loyalty counters for each planeswalker they destroy. They'll load all those loyalty counters on nicol bolas, and then you lose the game. Each opponent doesn't control a legendary creature, and of course they board wiped you with time wipes and everything else. So, Shadow to the Sky. So that's what they do. Thinking ahead for M21, you grab Teferi, Master of Time. If you're unfamiliar with that, you know what? I can actually put them on the screen for you. Just give me 1 glaring second. Oops. So if you're seeing that guy right there on your screen, Teferi, Master of Time. So on the surface, look, he's a good planeswalker. I think, you know, M21 is going to be definitely a great set. And like I said, I can't wait to open up a box for it because I think it's just so good. They have some reprints that are good for Modern, like Ruined Halo, stuff like that. But, so you pay attention to this. So it's -10 is you take 2 extra turns after this one. So if they can do this with, so if they can Elder Spell, let me, so you can go ahead and read that. Let me take it, now let me take that down. Now, if they can Elder Spell nicol bolas to its -8, well, what would stop them from doing that to destroy all their own, so they destroy their own Tefuries, their own narsets, the 3-drop planeswalkers, just boom, 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 boom. Then for each planeswalker destroyed, put 2 loyalty counters on a planeswalker destroyed this way, load it up, and then go -10 on the Teferi. So then they would take 2 additional turns. So I think that could be a thing. And if it isn't a thing, then I just made it a thing. But as soon as I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. This could get nasty here. Because on the surface, you know, the new Tef, he doesn't look... He's good, don't get me wrong. He's a good planeswalker. But, oh, Garrett. So, yeah, so you got to open up all the 50 packs. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do that. And you know what? If I did, I wouldn't have showed it anyway. But you can start to see this new Teferi with the Elder spell. Just go yoink, and then boom, 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 boom. So I think that's going to be a thing. If it isn't, then I gave that away, and now people that are watching this that play with Planeswalker only decks, which are the decks that we, yeah, they'll be like, thank you. All right, so we'll stop talking about it, but I just thought that would be a thing there. Let me pull him off the board. Yeah, Garrett, yeah, so I think that card's going to be, there he is right there. I think, yeah, there's going to be a lot of synergistic play with him. I do like the fact that he comes down at so low. There was a card called Mana Gorgia Hydra. I don't know if you guys remember that, probably about 4 years ago. It was a 2 colorless, 1 green, and it was like a 1/1. Whenever a player cast a spell, it got +1/+1. So I would play that in the best of 4 games. I'd play with a this is on MTG Online. So I'd play that card with 4 players. And because I play Modern, I also play Modern in real life and also on MTGO. And I also list my 4-color mill deck. It's right on the YouTube channel. Just type in 4-color mill. I play with 4-color mill deck. And so that's neither here nor there. But what I'm trying to get at is that so I can see this where the card, yeah, where it can definitely see some play, but I like its negative. It starts so low, but when you grab things like Elder Spell, and his Elder Spell, will that rotate? Yeah, it'll rotate out, so it'll be a thing maybe. I don't know if it'll be a thing, because I don't know if people are just thinking about. I just thought about that because I'm just thinking about what's the worst atrocious thing that you could do to another in the best of 3. What could you do? And I was like, oh, you could do that. Yeah, that would be the thing. So yeah. Yeah, so M20 is going to be a big set. So it's a lot of reprints, like nice reprints. I think it's got a fair amount of reprints. Yeah, it's almost not like a core set. It's almost like a set within itself. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and slam Gruul back. Throw it to the pot. All right. Rimrock. Here we go. Well, we'll drop that. Is this gonna be banned again? Like bans. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Attack with this. Bring this out. have one Shifting Ceratops, one Lovestruck Beast, one Rimrock Knight, one Lovestruck, and they got those 2 lands. Alright, we're gonna do this because we like pain, not really, but down. Growth Spiral. And please don't tell me it's going to be another turn 4 Shadow the Sky. And miraculously, it is. Alright, let's flush the land out. You know what? I'm going to do it in this fashion. I'm going to bring this down and then give this a 1/1 to attack. Let's see if we can just get one little Lovestruck. Don't tell me it's going to be Elspeth Conqueror's Death, just like the last back-to-back games. Turn 3. This is something different. Euro Titan.
Right on schedule.
Bounce that back.
I've got it, Thomas.
Alrighty. So we have Shifting Ceratops, Embercleave, and Bone Crusher Giant. And he's got another Shatter this game. Alright, that seems to be the popular card. So we're going to bring one of these down. Yep, we're getting these. Bring down Rimrock Knight. That's in his hand. His board, he has 6 land. And he can bring out Euro Titan. If he does.
You just let me know you're up for round 2.
Well, we got cleavage. We're gonna go with the cleavage first, but let's see here. Okay, so he might. Alright, he took some pain. Okay, so if I cast Embercleave, he might be able to counter it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because he could have a Mystical Dispute. In that case, we're going to bring this down and take the damage. Because we'd be able to cover the 3. On his veto. Okay, that really hurts. And there's not much we could do right there. Except we can drop down a 4. Alright, Shark Typhoon does open him up.
down to 1 life. We can't attack with Questing Beast here. Those will bring them down to 4 or 5. Yep. He'll do that, search for his land. So he's got Shark Typhoon, Euro Titan, and another Shark Typhoon. That. We are gonna. Yeah, we're gonna swap. We have this. The only thing that can stop it is Ether Gust. Okay, so he's just creating a, well, it says it can't be countered. I'm not understanding this. This spell cost. This is weird. I guess maybe somebody new would have fell for that. I guess maybe I was just hoping we would tap out, not be able to give it haste. And he can get another shadow.
Every story is an opportunity for new data.
So he dropped down
Let me
Tamio.
aid your research.
And he called for Elspeth's Conqueror's Death. It's looking bad. So the only out we have is shifting Ceratops. And we get a land. So really? We'll go with 2 Robber of the Rich. See, this Bant seems to really heavily rely on Shark Typhoon. Like, big time. Like, really big time. Heavily on Shark Typhoon. I mean, they all do, but it seems like they're just getting it at a much higher rate since we want the Mythic. Because we saw that in the Diamond League. We saw them getting it all the time. Or we saw them cycling it. They just weren't getting their... So, let's see here. So we might have to go to... I mean, if they're leaning that heavily on that... I mean, I just say we just boarded 1 Mystical Repeal and take it. Mystic Repeal.
So the same decks, the same curves. Great. You know what? That has to go. So we have Questing Beast, Robber of the Rich, and Paradise Druid. Yep, let's take a Euro token. Rip that right out. Growth Spiral, he's gonna draw. Put a land on the battlefield. Ooh, we took a 2 Euro Titans with Robber. Wow. He's paid himself off. Oh guys, if you're playing versus Bant and you're playing with Gruul, please board in. If they're playing this type of... How did they just... Okay. We're just going to assume that every single time they have 4 lands, that they're just going to have Shadow to the Sky. Just like Fires of Interventions, I guess. Alright, so we're going to lay down. Will it be Elspeth's Conqueror's Death? I'm assuming he'll be fetching for Elspeth's Conqueror's Death. No, -3.
I have learned much
Another
from
Shadow
my
of the Sky.
ancestors.
Right.
I have learned little
Well, we'll
here.
not cast that, that's for sure.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. That's more like it.
Okay, so... he could technically Mystic Repeal this. But we can't wait. Like, we can't wait forever here. Mystical Dispute, I mean. That's what I meant. Yep.
Don't worry. I got this.
We can try it. You know it's pretty bad when you're putting an embercleave on a 1/1 Pelt Collector. Shark back in.
Trust me. I have a plan.
Right?
Through this land, we are all connected. The land shall conquer you.
We are getting owned. Well, we're not getting completely owned. We're getting them down to, 3 to 5 life, well, 6 life, we'll say. So we're not, like, getting owned, but there's some ownage there. Did I word that right? Now he's got Devontae's Veto open for the color.
Don't make another move.
So we'll drop this on the creature. So he'll get a 5/5 flyer. No, he doesn't. I'm thinking it's Shark Typhoon. Alright.
Rise, my elemental friend.
So, we're getting them down to life. It's just their top decks are really good. So what he has, he's got Nicol on the battlefield, he's got Elspeth's Conquer of Death, he's got Fury on the battlefield, Cycle Shark Typhoon. We can't even kill ourselves because Magic won't let you do that. Good game. We can't even kill ourselves. Alright. So we're gonna have to tweak this deck a little bit here. I mean, we got to our place, we got to our job, we got to our little destination. So again, if you want to see the full deck list, you can go ahead and Twitch and follow overhead and Twitch. There should be a thing right here. So I'm gonna be honest here. Every single game since we went to Mythic status, that was 4 back-to-back games. Turn 3 Shatter to the Sky in all back-to-back games with on-curve Elspeth Conqueror's Death. So that's mathematically rare. So we have to ask ourselves, is that just a fluke, or is that going to be the norm? Because if that's going to be the norm, again, that would be like equivalent to us always getting Shifting Ceratops like turn 4 all the time, and then Questing Beast the very next, which we're not blessed with. So if that's the case, then we have to relook at our sideboard. We would have to relook at it. Because the main board can get them down to 3 to 6 life. Like, we keep on putting that pressure, but they can finish us off pretty nicely. And so, that's the thing that I'm going to have to work on. I think Robber the Rich was very successful. But Bant is not. It's not a control deck. It's a mid ranger. So Robber did well. Let me think here. So yeah, it's definitely something that I'm gonna have to work on, the sideboard, if that's going to be the case. Now, is everybody gonna be playing Bants? Is everybody gonna get a turn 3 Shatter? Probably not. I'd say that's just more of a fluke. But if it is, then we'll have to readjust the sideboard. So I think that's what's going to come down to when it comes to Gruul, is readjusting it. And I think what I would probably take out is Slayfire. And then board in out a Slayfire. I actually take out 2. I honestly, at that point, I would take out 2 Slayfires, sideboard shifting Ceratops, and board in 1 more Robber the Rich. That's exactly what I would do. And then if they're and then what I would probably take out in that matchup is all 3 Domrius ambushes, which is a little rough because they're pretty good versus Bant overall. But if they're just going to get a turn 3 board wipe all the time and just board wipe again, at highly unusual rates, then you have to take out the 3 Dahmer's Ambush because you're not going to have too many creatures to use it off of. So in that point, you're going to want to bring in more haste, right? And I think in that case, you do take out a Slayfire, and you add in a Shifting Ceratops. So I'd main board probably 3 Robbers, and then a Shifting. And then you'd have to take out 3 Robbers, and you'd have to take out something else. Probably a Rimrock Knight, because in that matchup, it's just... In that matchup, it's all going to be about speed. It's going to be about Gruul's speed and power versus their ability to wipe the board and their just growth. So that I think that's what it would come down to. And in that case, this deck already main boards. I think our curb's 2.9, right? Our curb in the deck is... We go to decks. I think our curb is... No. Let's bring it back to this view. Yeah, our curb is 3.0. Okay. That makes sense because I main boarded an extra Shifting Ceratops. So I think that's what we would do. And so that would make us have 32 creatures in the main board, and that would give us we're gonna have 10 hasters. That'd give us 14 hasters. So if they board wipe, you have 14 hasters. But that's like an extreme. So that's an extreme. But we saw the extreme. So anyway, that was a nice little look at what was up against. I mean, we did lose. We did go 0-2 in the Mythic. I mean, that's not a good way to start. But we're still in the top, 1,500. We're still in the top 1,200. And I imagine by tomorrow we'll be in the top 1,000 still. We'll probably get pushed up a little bit because the way the pairings are. So I think we're still going to be in the top 1,000. But I think we'll have to push it a little harder. Yeah, Garrett. So somebody's saying, what about putting Gilded Goose for ramp? Well, we already have Paradise Druid, and Paradise Druid can't be... It's got hexproof. Again, that's negligible, though, when they have a board wipe. But, just the draw ability off Edgewell Innkeeper. It's still pretty huge. And also understand, Edgewell Innkeeper is a 1/1, which does serve a top deck to Lovestruck Beast. So, typically, what you'll notice, the Teferi Time Raveler... Our little 1/1 that we create off this card, off Lovestruck Beast, they'll negate, so Lovestruck can't attack, and that's where it's really nice to top deck a Pelt Collector or an Edgewell Innkeeper, because that'll give that allows Lovestruck to attack. We saw that in Diamond really help us out, but I think it was just unfortunate we got back-to-back Bant matchups, and it was just they got in all 4 games a turn 3 board wipe. I mean that. So, do I think that will happen every game? No. I mean, that's highly improbable to have that go back to back to back to back. But yeah, I would keep Edgewell in there because he does serve the purpose, and then you're still drawing off cards. You still have, the draw ability. So, but yeah, so that was a crazy match to see. Obviously. Other decks for consideration that could be ran. This Clover is a deck that I wouldn't underestimate it, right? So I redid the Clover deck for the Open, And we actually started off 0-2 at the Open. The gameplay's, again, available. It's available on YouTube, actually. The whole 6 hours is available if you just want to watch it. But the Clover deck, we went 0-2, then we ran off 5-0. This is the deck that I was looking at already for the Mythic League, because it just performs so well at the Open. And this is with Fires and Winota in the format. Like, I mean, this deck just went on a 5-0 run. So when this deck is like normal, it's pretty dominating, but when it loses, it just sucks. I mean, it just sucks. So like, you win really well, but when you lose, like, you just lose god awful. It's just really bad. Like, it's so, but and the lands are really finicky as well. But what's really great is that you always have access to your sideboard, pretty much. But I don't know if that's the answer, right? I expect to see more Mardu Knights in the format. I expect to see more Mardu. And I expect to see more Rakdos. I expect to see more of that. But I don't know. Diamond League, we saw, what, Temur a lot, Bant a lot. I mean, that was heavily represented there. So I think that's a deck that could peel off, is the Clover deck. Again, mine's a little different. My Clover is just a little different. This is what I ran at the Open. The exact deck that I ran at the Open. We were 1 mana shy of going to day 2. We were like 1 mana shy. And the reason why is Fling. We had this on the board. It was like a 12-12. It was a 13-13. They were at exact. If you want to see a matchup that you're like a crazy matchup, that it just like, this person does that, we do this, they do that, we do this. You're like, why are you excited for a match that you lost to? Well, because it's just a really good match. You're not going to see it. It's not edited. It's live. So we literally had 1 mana to fling them. We were 1 mana short to fling them to go into day 2. And we're just like, we start off, and the crazy thing is we started off 0-2. And then we just ripped. We went on an undefeated, what was it, 5 or 6-0 streak. We just ripped through opponents. And I'm just like, this deck is really, it's better than I ever thought. I kind of had to redo the sideboard. I had to adjust the sideboard before I went in. And I guess the difference between my sideboard and I guess a lot of people's is I do Flame Sweep and I do Storm's Wrath, right? I think most people abandon that because you can, automatically you could like Flame Sweep your own crap, and you can Storm's Wrath your own crap. But you have to think about like Mardu Knights. Like Mardu Knights, they can ramp up. They can get they become 3/3 creatures. So dealing 4 damage is very important. So I kept that in mind, like Mardu Knights. But Mardu Knights was heavily unrepresented from what I saw. So this was like our sideboard here. So I think that's a deck that we could start to look at. Rakdos at the Open did bad. This Rakdos did bad with the Obosh, the Primancer, that whole thing. That did bad. The one that did really well is the one that has has the Citadel. That one little thing. What's that called? Oh, what is it? It's that artifact that deals 10 damage. 10. What is it? Is it worded to loses 10 life? We'll just put 10. Oh, because I have companion up. This thing, yeah. So, oh yeah, Garrett. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, the new 2 mana green, making your creatures indestructible and hexproof. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing for Gruul. Yeah, it should be. So this thing, you look at this on the surface and you're like, oh, this is crap. And it's like, no, it's not really. if you can get on the battlefield. You look at the top card of your library in time. You can play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, you pay life equal. But then it says sacrifice 10 permanents to each opponent loses 10 life. Okay, so this was really good. Because what they would do is the Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiar, gain a bunch of food, sack the food, hit you for 10. Which brings me to a creature in M20 that I'm going to have to look it up. It'll be on the screen in a second. Let me find it. Give me 1 second, right, y'all. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a red dragon creature. I don't know if I put it up on the screen. I don't know if you can see that. So a lot of people are saying, what can you do with this new dragon that's going to come out in M21, right? Like, it's a 5/4 for 3. And you're like, what can you do with that creature? Well, so it says it can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts, but it can block. At the beginning of your end step, so in a food token deck, duh, you sacrifice Cauldron Familiar, oh, you get an artifact, because a food token is an artifact, and then, oh, by the way, yeah, I have a 5/4 coming at you. It doesn't say you need 4 tokens to attack, it says you need 4 artifacts to attack. So I think that could be a thing. And, yeah, so, and Witch's Oven is an artifact in itself, so, like, they can really just build it up very quickly. That would be my guess. I think that could be a thing. Let me take that down now. Let's go back to decks. This deck was shockingly good. I know we're not talking about Gruul now. Like, we've achieved our goal with Gruul. We'll keep on pushing Gruul, but we've kind of already... So this deck right here, in the best of 1... This was from a Discord challenge that I had. It was basically just build a light deck. So I was like, okay, Banishing Light, you know, Life's Bounty, Blessed by the Sun, you know, just kind of like, okay, this has got light. And I'm like, all right, I'll do a light-themed deck and see how it goes, and I'll push it. And, yeah, so again, at the open, this went 3-0. And I was like, I never thought a deck that I just made from a Discord challenge would do well against top competition in the best of 1. And this deck has 21 enchantments. Let me see here. Does it? Let's get rid of the sideboard. Sideboard gone. Okay, we have to go back to this. Yeah, my memory's right. So 21 enchantments. Its curb is 2.3. Here is the crazy part about the deck. People probably like that view, right? This little thing. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, you return it to the battlefield owner's control with a flying token. So it's basically like a reanimator that comes back with a flying token. So it like saves your creatures. And then you add Luris to the deck, where whenever you cast, so you can get a 2 permanent cost right back on the battlefield. And that just seemed to be overwhelmingly underratedly good. And I sound like George W. Bush talking, but just making up words. But here's the thing: they kill your creature. It flips over and becomes a flyer. Then you have Lyris to recur creatures, and then, oh, by the way, you have a Johnny's Pridemate, which whenever you can pump out a Pridemate token, and you're going to gain a bunch of life. And so, in a weird way, in the best of one, I was utterly shocked this like little thing that I just put together in under about 10 minutes. It works, and it's, what was the creature curve? Or what was my creature? I know it was 3.2 or 2.3. 24 creatures. Okay, so it goes back to the rule that I call 40-40-20. And so this may not make sense to a lot of people. All right, so when I do bodybuilding, I'd count my calories. So I would get, say, I don't know, making this up, like 45% of my diet from carbs, 25% of my diet from protein, and 30% of my fat. So then I look at my total calories, then grab all the grams that I needed based upon the calories, and then divvy it up to what I needed to do. It sounds like a lot of work because it is, but you know, if you want to transform your physique, then you got to do what you got to do. Anyway, so I call this, so in weight and nutrition, they have certain diets called like a 40-40-20, or you know, they'll call it certain things. Well, I call this a 40-40-20 deck, and it's very nice because 24 lands means it's 40% of your deck is creatures. So 40% of your deck is a creature, right? 40% is creatures. Then 40% of your deck is, so 40% of your deck is lands, 40% is creatures, and 20% is spells. So it's a nice balanced deck. You know, because you're always going to draw decent land, decent creatures, because they're both 40% of your deck, 40% of your deck, and then there's 20% of non-creatures. Did I just talk about nutrition and Magic the Gathering together? Yes, I absolutely did. But so this has a nice balance. Look, 24 creatures, 24 land, 12 non-creature spells. Now, half of those spells within that 20% are eliminators. They get rid of things. And that is in the form of 2 Prison Realms and 4 Banishing Lights. Back then, that was designed to get rid of Fires of Intervention. Right? Now, I would say you're going to get rid of Wilderness Reclamation, or just any Planeswalker. So, oddly enough, had we played this versus Bant, this might have done better than our Gruul deck. Like, just being weird here. Especially if you get them in the best of one. This was my anti-red deck wins. Like, anti-red, alright, you want to kill a creature, or like Rakdos, you know, we'll just get it right back. So, this did unbelievably well. And by the way, there's a Game 4 match where we played against a Lyris deck. And that was insane. So we had 2 insane matches at the Open. Again, I did not play at the Open. I refused to play with Winota and Fires. I refused to do it. I could have done it. I can build the deck. Like, I have Fires of Intervention easily. Like, right here. Oh, it's banned, right? So it's banned. But I easily had all 4 of them when they're in the format. And you can look at my wild cards, and I could build. It doesn't matter. So I refused to play with it. And so, anyway, we tested out a lot of decks. So if you're just looking at some decks that you're in the best of one, because I realize not everybody's in the best of 3. Some people are in the best of 1. Everybody plays differently. I like to have fun with my decks, but also be competitive. But everybody, I think, like 70% of the population, I think, they like to play like casually but competitive, right? Like casually but semi-competitive, right? Where you like the deck that you play, but you also like to win here and there, right? It's kind of like watching a football team. If all you did was watch a football team, they always lost, like Cincinnati Bengals fans or, you know, New York Giants fans right now. But if all you did was watch your football team and they lose, you're not going to watch them, right? You're not going to watch them because there's no suspense, there's no fun. So I think a lot of people, about 70% of Magic the Gathering players, I think, this is just an opinion, you like to play casually but semi-competitive, right? And then if you want to amp that up to being competitive, then that's the thing. So there are a lot of decks on the YouTube and also on decks on Twitch. Like I said, the Fish Slap deck is just a fun deck. So there are decks. I think this deck falls into that range of it's a fun deck because it has a theme. It's a light themed deck. It's everything that this has light in it, besides Lyris, of course. But, like, there's a lot of light in the cards. Banishing Light, Sun Crown, Blessed by the Sun, all that glitters. Are you starting to see how I built the deck? It's just a light-themed deck. So this deck does tremendously well. But anyway, with all my rambling, if you look at the 6-hour footage that I did at the MTG Open, you want to look at the 4th match that this deck was played in. We were 3-0. We played against a deck, and that match was crazy. You're not going to see a match like that again. It's where literally we were bashing each other for like 15 life a turn, and it's just like one of those matches, like, that's the best of one. You're not going to, like, it's not edited either, so you can't, you just look at it. The other match I tell you to look at is that Temur Clover deck at the end of our Temur Clover deck. That final match, we were 1 mana short. Those were 2 crazy matches. And you're like, why did you get excited for matches that you ended up losing? Like, why like, you lost in those. It's because you're not going to see that type of gameplay again, and it's very crazy that things can come down to, like, you push each other so far that it gets to a point that it comes down to the last match in 1 mana. Like, how often are you going to see that? Never. So that's kind of what I did. Now, in that video, I'm not as chatty as I am now, because you have to understand, I live streamed the Open. And when you live stream a tournament, people can do this beautiful thing of just looking at what you're doing. So I ran the risk of live streaming over 8 hours of the MTG Open. And so there's certain points in the video where I just don't talk, because I'm too scared of people hearing what I do. Because there's one time, I'll be honest with you, there's an opponent that I was playing, and I did get a message of, yeah, they were able to see what I was doing. And they were the person that I was actually playing in the match. So at least they wrote me about it. That was nice. But yeah, so that's the thing. So be careful when you live stream Opens. But so this is a kind of a cool deck. I know it's not Gruul, but it's kind of cool. That rhymes, so it's awesome. All right, so anyway, I'm just joking. So anyway, guys, that is the Gruul deck. We'll be playing it a little bit more. There's for M20. I think it's going to be a strong set, as a lot of people are alluding to in the chat on different platforms. I think it's going to be a great set. We got to do what we want to do with Gruul, going Mythic status, and doing it rather well. I mean, it was kind of just like, okay. And we did really well to where Arena ranked us high. I mean, it put us in the top 1,000. It put us at number 840. So it basically, it was saying, hey, you did very well in diamond status. Like, you didn't like win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, then win 2, lose 1. Like, you pretty much did very well to place you. So, you know, we're going to place you at tier 1. We're putting you right at tier 1 from the get-go. So I think Gruul did his job. We'll continue to play Gruul, but I think I have to mess around with the sideboard. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you, again, follow on, and I'll just leave the Gruul deck up, because, like... Oh, before I go, here's the Bant deck, by the way. If you're wondering what they're running, I have it. So this is what they're running. 2 Mystical Disputes in the main board, Brazen Borrower, Growth Spiral, Devontae's Veto, Arbol Grazer, 2 Shatters of the Sky, 2 Tamios, 2 Elspeth's Conqueror's Deaths, probably boarding out the Cavalier of Thorns is what they did, relying on Nissa, Dream Trawler, Hydroid Colossus. The sideboard. Glass Casket, 4 Ether... I chose to go with 4 Ether Gusts. I know that's not going to be on a lot of people's things, but that's what I chose when I ran it. Devontae's Veto, 2 other Mystical Disputes, Narset, 2 more of these, and I decided to run Shifting Ceratops. Again, this will not be in their main board, or sideboard. So, I think what they were running was the more traditional Bant ramp, where you're not running Shifting Ceratops, you're not running 4 Ether Gusts, but you're probably running like 3 Ether Gusts, 2 Devontae Vetoes, we're running Force of Furies. This is basically it in a nutshell. Basically what they're running. I mean, I ran mine a little differently, but this is basically what... Minus the Cavalier of Thorns. So just put in like 2 more Elspeth Conqueror's Deaths. Take out the Cavalier of Thorns. And then take out the 2 Shifting Ceratops. And probably board in an additional Davante's Veto. And... well, I don't know entirely. But this is the basis of what they were running. Like, the base. But yeah, Gruul. We'll work on it. So there's the deck. There it is. Let me just go do that. So anyway, there's the deck. What do you guys think? Do you think it ran well? But yeah, so basically we'll tweak it. We'll tweak it, but we did make it into the top 900 with this deck, so 840. That's what we're ranked. So anyway, again, I thank you for watching. I would encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel and also encourage you to follow on Twitch, because if you do both, again, every Thursday or every Friday, I'll be giving away codes. I'll be giving probably about 3 on Twitch throughout the live stream, and I'll be giving away 1 on YouTube as well. So it'll benefit you to subscribe and also follow on Twitch as well. And on top of that, we'll be doing booster box openings, and also you get live gameplay, and then of course sometimes I'll drop a code here and there. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and I think the next thing I'm going to do is open up a box of Ikoria. I've been talking about it, but I just haven't gotten around with it. But anyway, that is it. I want to thank you for watching and subscribing and following. And thank you, and I hope you have a good day. And yeah, so we did his job. We accomplished it. Finally, Mythic status. We want Mythic status with it last month, but this month I think was much more forceful. So we're dialing it in even better, better than ever. So that's what we're kind of doing. All right, guys. Again, appreciate the subs, the follows, and if you don't feel like subbing on YouTube, just feel free to drop a like. That also helps out as well. Well, again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day. Until next video, see you around. And there is one last thing that I do want to do. Now, if you notice this overlay, it's something that I've been doing. I could obviously plug myself more heavier. As you'll see, there's a picture of Nisa. Yep, she shakes more than just worlds. But you can see Nisa right there. But I do want to appreciate all the STNAs. I do want to appreciate all the... we talk about nurses a lot, and you know that's fine. But here's the STNAs. You know, here's the DOs. Those are doctors of osteopathy. So those are usually your general practitioners. Then you have your medical doctors, and then you have, you know, your drivers and your respiratory therapists. We don't talk about those, right? We don't talk about respiratory therapists enough, because if you think about it, respiratory therapists are dealing with some of the issues that are going on around the world. And look, there's multiple issues that are going around in the world, but we're Magic the Gathering channel, so we're not going to I'm not going to go into those realms in any time of drama or anything like that. But I'm just saying is it's little time to appreciate some of those, and also the drivers, the cashiers. Certainly during the times cashiers didn't have protection. They don't have medical doctors if they get sick. So like if a nurse gets sick, they can file an incident report and they're immediately treated and quarantined immediately. Well, cashiers, they don't get that. They don't get hand sanitizer. If you walk into a room, so when I was doing clinicals in surgery, when I was doing clinical surgery, when I would walk into every room, there's a hand sanitizer, right? Well, cashiers, they don't have that. And think about all the money they exchange, the $20 bills, the $1 bills, the change, and they don't have that, right? So I just want to take some time to do that. And again, you know, I understand there's a lot of chaos. We're not going to talk about it, but I just think just talk about just giving some credit where credit's due. So that's the reason why I do that with the overlay. But again, I want to thank you for watching and again, following on Twitch. Go ahead and do that. Subscribe onto YouTube. Again, Derek Roberts MTG on YouTube. And then, of course, Derek_Roberts_MTG for Twitch. But I want to thank you for watching. I thought I'd end on that note and just kind of just shoot a shout out to all of them. And for those people that just stayed in, even if you didn't want to, or maybe you had to, like, you know, take time off work and you just felt like you just had a different opinion about that, again, just thank you for doing all that. And MTG Arena is a great place for people to connect and play during these times, and I think it's been done a good job. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good day.